Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Asian pears. Asian pear is a very nice variety of fruit to grow, especially for people who have a very small backyard, because some of these trees can produce so much fruits that just one tree is enough for you to have for your entire family. So before I made this video, I actually looked around to see if there's already similar videos made. You can find a lot of videos on Asian pears, but you're gonna have to watch a ton of videos to get the little bits of information that is really important for people who are starting to grow Asian pear for the first time. So back in high school, when I was living with my parents, my job was to actually take care of the 3 pear trees that they had. So I had to prune it and basically keep it alive and fruiting and all that stuff. So I have a little bit of experience on growing pear trees. So when you're growing pear trees for the first time, there's a lot of information that you would need to know before you start out growing some. And I think the most important one is to of course, pick the varieties that you like best based on taste. So there's a lot of the websites that would actually explain, give you more a descriptive information on what the taste would be. And I really like the Hosui and the Korean Giant. But anyway, the taste is very important. So choose what you want to grow for taste. And the next thing is you want pear trees, because our backyard is not very big, so you need to know if your pear tree is self-pollinating or self-fruitful. So if they're not self-fruitful, then you may have to grow 2 different varieties. If they're self-fruitful, like the Shinseki and the Hosui, then you only need 1 and they would produce fruits for you to use. But if you have another different variety, it would help produce a lot more fruits. So I will list a chart or multiple charts that would show you what trees can help pollinate each other to give you the best result for fruiting. And also with that, you have to pick varieties that either bloom early or bloom late. So if you choose the opposite one, where one bloomed early and one bloomed late, they may not be able to help each other pollinate. So you need to choose one that pollinate at the same time. Another thing you need to know is how big your backyard is. So based on the size or how much room you want to give to the trees, you can buy like a dwarf, semi-dwarf, or just a standard tree. A standard tree may grow from 15 to 20 feet, maybe to 25 feet. That might be too big. So you may consider a semi-dwarf, which goes up to like about 20 feet, 15 to 20 feet. And a dwarf would go from, I think, 10 to 15 feet. So consider that. And disease, depending on where you live, certain Asian varieties are very susceptible to fire blight. So the tree I have right here is a Shinko variety, and those are the most resistant to fire blight because I live in the south in Texas, and that is one of the biggest problem for pear trees. So that's why I chose the Shinko, but then I also chose 2 other varieties to help pollinate that. And I'm going to show you the tree that I just ordered is actually a 3-in-1. So that's another one. If you don't have a lot of space, you can actually buy grafted plants that have 3 different varieties in one. That way you don't have to worry about all the cross-pollinating, and you have 3 trees that take a very small amount of space instead of the whole yard. Also, one other thing, I did ask my nursery if you can buy 2 varieties of the same kind. Would that help pollinate each other? And they actually recommend that you buy 2 different varieties. I guess the same variety doesn't really help pollinate themselves. So so it's recommended that you buy 2 different ones, like the Hosui and like the Korean Giant or something like that. And then that would help with the pollinating process. European pear trees can pollinate the Asian pear trees. So that's another question that I actually asked them. So if your neighbor or someone that live in your neighborhood about 100 feet away, if they have a pear tree, then that could possibly help pollinate your tree. And if you ever decide to grow from seed, here are things that you need to consider. Growing from seed, when the plant sprout and become large enough to produce, which may take from 5 to 10 years, maybe even longer. So if you have the time to wait, then that might be a good investment, because growing a tree from seed, they actually live longer. The disadvantage is how much time you have to invest, and the fruit may not come out to taste exactly the same as the fruit where you get the seed from, because it could be cross-pollinated with another variety. So the taste may not be the same, the shape may not be the same, the tree may change in many ways. So buy it from a nursery where the plants have been grafted already. So the advantage of that is they could use a rootstock that is disease resistant, so that would help your tree fight against disease. The grafted plant also produce faster, so some may fruit in the first year. I think the one I have may produce in the first year because there are already buds. And you also get a bigger tree, so you don't have to wait as long. Usually the grafted trees, they use dwarf rootstock so that they don't grow so massive that would take up your whole yard. So if you have a local nursery that would sell these Asian pear trees, talk to them, because sometimes you can get a tree that are really big for a really good deal. So I ordered one online that cost me twice as much, and I'm not sure how big that's going to be. But the 3-in-1 I'm going to show you right now, it cost me $100 plus shipping, and it actually looks quite nice. So let me show you the tree that I bought from Home Depot. My local Home Depot actually has really good selections of Asian pear tree, and I went there early, so I was able to pick out the best ones, and I bought them. They're like $30, and they're like 6 feet high, and the trunk is really, really nice. So I bought 2. I bought the Shinko one because of the fire blight resistant. Then we're gonna plant these, and I'm gonna show you what they look like throughout the season. So that hopefully will help you with your grow. So make sure you check in the description below, because I'm gonna put some more information like discussions and about taste, and very important, the cross-pollinating charts, and maybe nurseries that you can buy this from online. So let's take a look at the pear trees. Alright guys, so this is my first Shinko pear variety, and I got this from my local Home Depot. It comes with very standard information, like a picture here, the variety there, and of course it needs full sun, and then it gives you like a little description of other things that are important, like the hardiness. So Asian pear can grow from zone, I think 4 to 9, but usually they are very cold hardy plants. So look at this, these can go down to negative 30 degrees and they will live just fine. So here it is, the maturity size. So this is a dwarf variety. It's going to be mature to a maximum size 10 to 15 feet, and that's the spacing you need. And then how to plant these. So I'm going to keep this one small. That's why I'm going to put this in a pot. And as you can see, here is the grafted area. This is the rootstock. And when you pick trees, I always like to pick ones that are like, has a thick trunk, and then the grafted area grows straight up like this. I don't like it when it bows out like this. I don't think it would support the tree well when it curved like this at the bottom. So I always like to pick a nice thick rootstock, nice good trunk here, and no damages on the tree. So as you can see, I have buds here that already form. And see these fuzz here? These fuzzes are actually flowering buds. So in the spring, these are gonna form into flowers. and they may produce the first year. But usually people don't allow them to produce the first year because you see how skinny these stems are, and Asian pear produce a ton and it will weigh down on the branches and it may break. So a lot of people either allow to only have 1 or 2 fruits, or maybe just cut off all the fruits and let it grow first before they let them fruit. So that's one of my tree. It's a great looking tree, and for the price I paid, $30, I'm really happy about that one. Alright guys, here it is. I just got my 3-in-1 pear tree delivered today, and it came in this really nice box here. So I'm gonna open that up and show you. So before we do that, let me show you what it is and the price of it. So here it is. This is the invoice, and that is what I'm getting right there, the 3-in-1 Asian pear, and that is the size and the price over there. Shipping is a little bit expensive, but I can expect that's really how much it costs to ship a box of this size. So if you can get some of these at your local nursery, it's recommended, so you can save on cost. And then here are the notes that I left, because you can actually choose the different varieties that you want on here. They gave you 4 to choose from, because you can buy the 4-in-1 as well. So this is what I chose, the Hosui, Shinseki, because those are the 2 that I am very familiar with. The 20th century, I'm not sure what they are, but I read that it's really, really good. So these 2 are self-fruitful, but again, be careful, because sometimes it's self-fruitful in certain area, and then in other areas they're not. So, but for the safe, these 2 are most likely self-fruitful. Okay, so here it is. This is the box. It's really, really long and nicely packaged. Everything looks good so far. This is a bare root tree, so I'm gonna open this up and show you. Alright, here it is guys. So it is nicely wrapped in these bubbles here, and at the bottom they wrap the root around plastic here to keep it moist, and so that the moisture cannot escape and help the tree survive during the shipping process. And here is the length of the tree. The trunk looks really nice and thick, exactly as they mentioned. And here are the different crosses that here's the root stock. So it's a European pear, dwarf variety. And then this one is the Senshiki, and let's see, this here is the Chojuro. I didn't ask for that, but we'll see. And there's the 20th century there, Hosui, Shinseki, and I guess I got an extra. So it's a 4-in-1 instead of a 3-in-1, which is really exciting. So I'm pretty happy with the order, and we're going to plant this into the ground next to my my Shinko that I already have. Okay guys, so here is my other tree that is also a Shinko, and then I brought the 3-in-1. Actually I got a 4-in-1, so I got hooked up, I guess. So to let you see the size difference in the tree that I ordered. So here is the tree I ordered from the nursery. That is a 3-in-1, and here is the tree that I bought from Home Depot. Pretty nice size trunk there. It's almost about the same as this. It's actually about the same. And so let's stand it up and see. They look about exactly the same trunk size. So buy it at the local nursery or your local Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever you have, and that may give you a better deal, because that's $30 and this is $100. But you know, you're paying for actually 3 different trees, so I guess that's not too bad. But I bought another one which will be coming soon. It's a Korean giant, which is one of the varieties that I really want. So when that comes, I'm gonna show you guys as well, so that you can see if it's worth it to buy online. And so this one is gone in the ground, so it's gonna grow a lot bigger than the one that grew in my pot. And as you can see, fuzz is here, so there is gonna be buds coming out. And it's a very small tree right now, and I'm very happy with how that tree looks. It's very nice and sturdy, good sized trunk, and it goes straight up instead of any bent and stuff like that, which is really what I want. So I'm gonna plant this one here, probably somewhere here. Alright guys, just in case you guys were wondering what the roots look like inside the little wraps, so here it is. This is the root system there. So when you get bare root trees, that is exactly what it is. It's just bare roots, and it comes with these little gel, and the gel is basically it holds water to keep the tree alive throughout the shipping process. So once you open this up, inspect the root system, and if they're dead roots that don't look good, just cut them off and before you plant them, because you don't want any bad roots. Look at this. Wow, I think there's a little break right here. I think that should be okay, but hopefully there's no damage to that. But that's usually caused because of shipping and stuff like that. But other than that, it looks good. So I got my hole, and the little trick that I use to keep the plant kind of like lined up to that is I got this little string here, and see, I just tie it, so then you just kind of like line it up and plant it in a row like that. That way it's not all crooked and stuff. So use whatever you want. Alright guys, I got everything planted and the trees in the ground. Man, it was pouring rain, so I had to like stop halfway, and I didn't get a chance to show you guys the planting process. They recommend that you plant 2 inches above, so that's exactly what I did. And after planting, they're actually the same size. So that one over there is the tree I bought from Home Depot, $30. And here is 4-in-1, $100 plus $30 shipping. Not too bad. So alright guys, I just received my Korean giant pear tree from Stark Bros. So this is a much smaller box than the one I received on the multi-grafted plant. This was $49 on the website, and then $10 for shipping, so the total was $59.99. So let's take a look and see what's inside. Alright, I just opened the top of the box, so let's pull it out and see. Alright guys, so here it is, pulled out of the box. It came with the roots trimmed, bare root system. There's really not much there. Some wet paper towel to keep the tree alive for the shipping process. And here's the grafted section. So the bottom, I guess, is a decent sized rootstock, but the branches, the top is very small. So anyway, this is here's the label, the Hardy Giant. And because I can't find this at my local areas, I have to buy it online. And I mean, I didn't really expect much, but I don't think it's worth the price. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this planted, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so to plant the tree, this is what I did. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos out there done on this topic already that are way better. I'm just doing it according to how I know works in my area. So the 2 trees here that I did, I think it's been probably over a month now, and they're nice and well and looking good. So I'm gonna do it exactly to this plant or this fruit tree. So as you can see, everything is clay. So once I dug a nice enough hole for the plant to fit in, then what I normally do is, because the size of these are clay and water can get trapped easily there, so what I normally do is I'll take my fork here and I'll kind of like poke holes and kind of like dig into there so that it has pockets for water to escape. And I kind of plant it higher above ground because this is clay, so I go higher like those over there. That way it works better for me, and if there's heavy rain, the tree doesn't stand in standing water and may potentially drown. So I had my measure there to here, and then I measured against the wall to make sure it's about the same length. And what I normally do first is I'll put a little bit of perlite, vermiculite, and all those stuff to help not keep water around too long. And then I'll put the tree in and then put more soil on top, the looser soil. I don't use the native soil again because those are all clay and it will collect water easily. So you see, that's what I did from the last plant there. I left the clay over there. So let me go ahead and put the tree in. Okay, now I'm gonna add a little bit of the mushroom compost that I got. Okay, and now I'll take the tree that has been soaking in this bucket of water for probably 30 minutes. And then I'll put it here and fill it up. Okay, once you place the tree in, make sure it's standing straight up. And then I'm gonna add some of the soil that I made. Okay, next I'm gonna add some topsoil. This is more of a heavier clay soil, but not completely clay because I'm gonna mix it with perlite. And you always want to make sure that the grafted section over there is 2 inches above the soil. So that's the important part. So once you have everything all set, you want to pat down on the soil to remove any air pockets. So just press it with your shoes or whatever you do. And then next is to mulch around the tree, and then we're all set. Alright guys, I got the plant in the ground and everything's complete. I cleaned up everything here and put that border around, and then I stake this plant up because it is just only a twig under here. So that's what it looks like there. Pretty small tree, so I'm not gonna expect much from this plant here. So maybe I'll have to wait a few years to see anything come out of this. So this is the Korean giant that I ordered online at this company here, and the total for everything was $59.99. So I'll show you the other plants as well, so you can compare the difference and decide whether you should buy it online or visit your local nursery. So this is the Korean giant, $59.99. And this is the other one that was the 4-in-1. It's $100 plus $25 shipping. I really like how large the bottom, which is the rootstock of this plant, is. And it has buds here, so I think it's going to flower and maybe fruit in the same season. And finally, I have 2 of these Shinko, and these are probably the cheapest and best looking tree out of all of the ones that I have. And this one is $30. So as you can see, it has nice branches, and this branch is the same size as that other Korean giant over there, and nice size trunk here. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 trees and the different prices, so you guys can decide for yourself. Anyway, we will be back soon in the spring once their leaves coming out, and I will show you what they look like. Alright guys, today is March 20th, 2019, and here are my pear trees. This one here is the Olympic, the Korean giant that I purchased online. It's the smallest, and it's starting to put out new leaves here. So this pear tree is going to be far from bearing fruits. It's probably going to have another few years. So this is the most expensive in my opinion out of the ones that I purchased, and I'm the least impressed with it. But because I needed this variety, so I have to go and buy it online. So that's what it looks like. It's actually doing pretty well. And then next here, this is the one that I'm most impressed with, and this is the 4-in-1. And it is a beautiful pear tree. Look at all those beautiful flowers, and you can actually see that those will turn into fruits. And every single node here, there are buds and little pear fruit underneath that. So it's a very beautiful plant. Look at this tree, and beautiful flowers. Man, I just love the way it looks. And look at that. So I'm very, very impressed. I'm happy with the result, and the price and everything wasn't that bad either. So I'm most happy with that one. Okay, so that is the 4-in-1. And then here I have the one that I purchased at Home Depot, the Shinko, and I'm also pretty impressed with that. It looks great. New leaves. I got some pear buds here, and there's a flower there. So there are more that are gonna form pretty soon. I see them starting to come out, but overall that is a great looking pear tree, good size, nice branches, some flowers. Okay, and then lastly, here is the other Shinko. It also looks great. Has a flower here, so I think that would become a fruit. And then new buds are forming here, so those are the little fruits that are coming out. So there as well. So there's going to be a bunch. It's a great looking tree as well. Good size, nice size trunk, very sturdy. I don't even really need the stake here, but it came with it, so it's fine. So anyway guys, I'm going to end the video here. It's probably already way too long, but I will do updates throughout the season. So if you guys have requests on what I should show you guys, or if you have questions about the pear tree, then just leave it in the comment, and then I will try to make some updates as the plant make progress throughout the season. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.